I'll hit the tractor place.
Okay, who else?
We gotta take them out. They'll distract the court.
I'm here, let me help. I'm here!
Do everything I say.
I will.
The fact that Glenn not only allowed this douchebag to live after he tried to kill him and then left him for the walkers to be eaten alive at the end of season 5, but now that he's actually allowing him to work alongside him after all of that. I'm sorry, forgiveness is a virtue and all that, but no, that shouldn't be happening. It seems a little odd that they're in the shape they're in and no one came with them to the infirmary. I mean, I know the person at the gate can't exactly leave it, but I'd have found this to be way more realistic if there was someone else who came with them and helped them get there, considering Glenn is clearly badly injured.
Walkers, and we're alright. Got winged by a ricochet.
I'm sorry, I know Glenn is a good guy and is doing the nice thing here, but again, the guy literally shot him, attempting to kill him, and then left him for the walkers. On top of this, he ran away on the run, leaving them behind to get killed in an incident that killed Noah. Doesn't everyone deserve the right to know what this guy is made of, so that if they ever find themselves out there with him, they know to watch their bloody backs around him? Again, it's the nice thing to do, but it's also incredibly selfish in its own way and wouldn't happen.
Okay, Eugene's freaking me out. Somebody want to send Noah in here to protect me?
Really? Out of everyone she knows, she picks the new guy, Noah? And this marks the start of what will turn out to be some really annoying, sinful shit.
If I do, how do I know you won't attempt to kill me?
Look, I'm not gonna kill you. But the longer you make me wait, the more you're motivating me to beat your ass, so...
The fact that he does this when he is absolutely right. He has no idea who these people are and if they are telling the truth. However, you'd also think that anyone on gate duty would have been already made aware of any residents currently out on a run and not yet back to avoid this kind of thing happening in the first place. Or even better, that the whole group were made aware shortly after their arrival, as that'd be even more efficient. At this point in time, I get why they're using the black and white filter, but it's really distracting and kind of annoying when used this much.
You do have a cell.
Not for killers.
I'm a killer, Rick. I am, and you are too.
The fact that he felt the need to play the semantics game so shortly after his arrival always kind of pissed me off. Yes, they're both killers, but neither of them beat innocent women and children and murdered a good man in cold blood while attempting to murder another good man. They've killed people too, but it's not the same, and no sensible argument could ever be made to say it is the same. Do they really just allow teenagers to come and go as they please on their own? Or did he also use that little trick to get over the wall like the girl did back in season 5? If we were shown it, I'd have known, and I wouldn't have to sin it based on what I do know.
Morgan. Maybe we just leave him here.
That's not who you are.
Even child abusers during the apocalypse need to be properly buried as a sign of respect. F that. Pretty fucking useless to hold your eyes closed when the doors opened, because then you wouldn't be able to know how many you're letting out, you donut.
So what? We're supposed to just take your word for it? We're all supposed to just fall in line behind you after
you killed that man who beat his family and murdered our leader's husband in cold blood and would have tried to kill you. You're like basically evil, Rick. Fucking idiot. I hate when things like this are said and no one steps up to remind everyone of what the truth actually is. It's really annoying.
You sure you can handle it?
You need people.
Is not an answer to the question.
So you need to help us to make it hold.
These walls, you build them. So you've already done the impossible.
Is it considered impossible to build some walls around a community? I mean, I know they did it in double time while all hell was breaking loose, but still, he's making it sound as though the act of simply putting up the walls is so impossible. You'd have thought they'd have positioned people in the direction of where they want to direct the herd, because what you have right here is a ton of really loud noises going off directly in front of the walkers, and that just seems like a really bad idea. Come on, Rick, now that flare was clearly fired directly above them. I mean, at least try, dude.
Hey, what you said before about us needing to take care of ourselves? Going out finding more people. That is taking care of ourselves.
Well, unless you're planning on pulling a Terminus and eating those people, then it's really not taking care of yourselves. More people means more mouths to feed and more potential for you to run into someone bad.
But then I thought about you. How we were on different sides of that fence on the worst day of my life. And now you're one of the most important people in the world to me.
Yeah, except that she ran away and never fired a single shot during the battle because she didn't really want to be there doing that. Now, it'd be the same if she in fact did fight and killed one of theirs and then tried to kill Maggie, but then Maggie decided to take her in as one of their own. Yeah, sounds pretty stupid, doesn't it?
You been with Rick long?
Since Atlanta?
And were you a cop too?
Why would you think that?
You're always watching.
This is such a random and obviously fake observation of a woman he's just basically met, and because he saw her looking at people, he's observed that she's an ex-cop as well. It's the writers trying to tell us that Morgan is super observant of people's character when in fact it's just fake and random. Forest Ninja Walker! First of season 6.
We have a good hour until we have him to green when we hand him off to Daryl, Sasha, and Abraham. Why don't you head back, tell everyone what's happening that you know.
Okay, Rick.
Will you do that for me?
Seriously, Morgan, the guy was already bitten. The situation definitely doesn't require some holier-than-thou BS.
You can't touch him. Not you.
Ron needed to hear every word I said. That's why I grabbed him. I wasn't angry. I was just telling him the truth.
I'm sorry, but this absolute nonsense is getting Season 5 some sins, and I do have some good reasons, so stick with me. First and foremost, she has only heard what happened from her brooding teenage son who hates Rick for killing his dad, so not the most reliable source of information. To fix this, she could have simply heard Rick out first and then decided. Secondly, he saved her son's life. Should that not come first before you yelled at him and you can't do that because insert reason here? Lastly, I want to say that Rick didn't actually shout at him and he didn't threaten him. All he did was save his life, keep him safe by keeping him close and bringing him back, and not to mention that he also dug the fucker's dad's grave. All in all, she's being dumb, Rick was an awesome guy, and I really hate both of her kids.
If it's coming from you, he can't hear it. You gotta understand that.
Even if it means saving his life, you cannot dive in and save him, Rick. That's not okay. You also can't pull him back when he tries to run off into the woods when there's walkers everywhere. Not cool. Absolute moron. The idea that you can eat a turtle raw. Also, poor Mr. Turtle.
Leave. Please. I could have stopped him.
As a whole, during this period in time, I really hated Morgan's character and his all life matters BS that he pushes onto everyone else as an answer to all of their problems. This guy murdered someone and was about to slowly kill Morgan, if he had the chance to anyway. And Morgan's answer to this is to knock him out and then give him unlimited hugs and kisses in order to save his soul.
Help me, please, my leg.
Carl, having gone through everything he has and knowing that these people are just running around and murdering everyone, shoots one in the leg, but then kind of feels sorry for him for a moment?
Hey, Ethan, where'd you get the gun?
Removing a sin here for Carol when she was at her absolute best in my honest opinion. It's just a shame how she ultimately turns out, but here, she's a true badass. Here I'm going to remove just one more sin once again for how incredible Carol is here. Just awesome. Ninja Walker came out of nowhere. Black Bauer gives a look to the others as though to say, oh my god, is he really taking valuable weapons and supplies from a dead man instead of holding a burial right now? And it's annoying.
We all get back home.
So if we don't, that's it, huh?
No, we will of course all stop in order to physically make a stretcher of sorts to carry those who grow tired. This guy sadly was given some of the most attitude-filled and irritating lines during this season, and unfortunately for him, he's going to get called out on each one by way of sin additions. I already let go the first couple of times when Glenn and he and the guy who tried to kill Glenn took out the walkers inside the building back in episode 2, but from now on, this is a zero tolerance zone. Forest Ninja Walkers strike the weakling at the back and manage to do so in the oh-so-classic silent style that's fast becoming a damn cliche in this series. I mean, can these people not hear things coming from behind them like every single animal on this earth? Jesus, already? I suppose I better give this shit a name now. Let's go with Silent Forest Ninja Walker Strikes Cliche. Oh, if you're wondering why it's capitalised, it's because I made a joke. It was a school Michonne went to back in season 3.
How long you been married?
3 months. She wasn't my wife from before.
Well, that much is obvious since you've been married. 3 months.
We'll have to lead them away if we have to.
Because that's been working well lately.
I'm trying here. I'm not giving up.
Yeah. Not yet.
For 2 completely stupid and unnecessarily sarcastic comments without giving any alternative options or helping in any way, I'm giving this 2 sins. They're lucky there's not a 3rd sin for the fact that Michonne didn't just tell him, look, unless you're going to be helpful in some way, just leave me alone while I try and find us a way out of this so we can survive.
Because sometimes you don't have a choice.
That is not how we do it.
Because you've never had to do it any other way. You haven't been through it. Not really. Not like Rick.
Okay, Michonne lays down the law here, and I very much like it. It was really needing to be said, so I'm glad it was in the end. I'll remove a sin for that. Moving this sofa out of the way would have given them access to the roof, and a way that the walkers cannot get to in the first place because they have a fear of stairs. Glenn Death fake out.
Why don't you put the gun down and we'll talk? Have some falafel?
This dude is way too nice to ever be believable. So far, there's been basically no sins at all other than one from the start, where I can understand believing that all life is precious, but to take it to the extent that you offer the man firing rounds at you to come in and join you for a meal and some tea is a stretch too far for me. However, since then, there's not been anything that stood out to me, but I did want to remove 2 sins here. Firstly, for Morgan saving the goat. That was very cool, as I'm a lover of all animals, so I liked that. Secondly, it's for this very conversation they're having, which has been expertly told and full of emotion. It was brilliant. So here, I'll remove 2 sins. Jesus, this guy's not much of a man unless this woman is not his girlfriend or wife or something, because I think most guys would defend her in this situation, even if they had a sprained ankle or whatever. Don't get me wrong though, I'm not saying he has to be super aggressive and hop forwards for a fight, but definitely at least raising that thing like he'd defend himself and not just standing there like a helpless numpty. So he didn't even take the can of beans? The least he could have done is called them back before they got too far away and then walked back to his camp and got his stick.
Like I said, they let him work the plots beside 85. Even after what he did.
Yeah, I'm sorry to kill the mood here, but there's no way in the USA that allow a man who escaped prison and then went and murdered a woman and 2 children, admittedly to only destroy one man's life, out to work some plots because he was charming. And worse, he's saying it had only been 1 year since he committed the mass murder. That just doesn't happen.
I'm going to have to kill every person here. Every one of them. The children, too.
You see, now this I always really disagreed with, because having your own code that life is precious is absolutely fine. I have no problem with that. But when your code places other people at risk of being killed, well then it becomes a problem. In reality, what Morgan should have done in order to allow himself to follow his code, but also to allow other people to follow theirs and be safe, is to drag this guy out of Alexandria after he knocked him out, and then drive him away in a different direction for a few miles. Now obviously that's not my opinion. In my opinion, he needs nothing except a bullet in the head. But yeah, that's why Morgan earned the Season of Sin here.
The others, they're gonna be back.
They're gonna be back.
Did that need repeating?
We keep noise to a minimum.
He says whilst having this very loud conversation with everyone right by the walls where the walkers are.
Pull our blinds at night, even better. Keep the lights out.
But it's not like they're able to see in, given that they're already right up against an incredibly high wall.
We have to ration now.
Can't spend whatever time I have left watching my family starve.
Wait!
I'm sorry.
He literally thinks they're going to starve after one day? How the hell does rationing get this bad after a single day? Hell, not even a single day has passed yet. You'd think incidents like this would start to occur after maybe a week or so, but this is just unrealistic. This is not where that book was going to slide to.
Could need stitches. Aaron, just go back.
No,
Yes.
I was just there for you.
I could have done it.
Clearly not.
You can come here and you won't be downstairs. It's okay then.
Sam, you're really f***ing annoying. Because this will really help him in the long run. Oh man, this is so tense! If only Daryl was able to get up and move slightly further away and then unpack his bow and use it to kill the walker. Oh yeah, he could. Oh, also here The Walking Dead once again reminds us of what it would actually sound like to have a walker making its way through trees to your position. It's not deadly silent, it's noisy as hell, and so it kind of annoys me when they flip-flop like this. I really wish the days of the jogging walkers would return like back in season 1, because back then the tension was that fast, dead things that want to eat you are coming after you, whereas now the tension is only built up by using jump scares or tons of walkers, making it a difficult situation to escape. Let me know down in the comments what kind of walker you guys prefer to build tension. I'm genuinely interested.
$1 to donuts, he's on his way back to Alexandria now.
He wouldn't leave us behind.
He already did.
But he came back.
I think Abraham clearly forgets here that Daryl was a guy getting shot at whilst on a motorbike. There's only so much he can do, so accusing him of just leaving them behind is a little too harsh.
Don't.
What?
Shuts the door fairly loudly behind herself, leaving Abraham outside, and this gives us a chance to see what she wrote on the back of the door. But it also randomly shuts him out of the building, and could have alerted the walker with the noise that she didn't want him going to kill in the first place. So this is a double sin. What kind of a grade A numpty gets scared like this and then of all things falls forward into danger and then worse doesn't struggle like hell to get away but instead just lays there screaming? I'd happily accept this if she tumbled backwards but still got bit, or maybe fell forward, started to scramble away but again got bit. But this just looks really dumb.
You're not gonna answer me?
No.
Technically just did.
The gunfire. Eat it.
What happened is what always happens.
She really is a little shit. She's got absolutely no reason to be having attitude with Glenn and not giving straightforward answers to his very simple questions.
Is Maggie okay? Answer me!
My god, this scene is so stupid. She can't just turn around and say, I don't know, I left before it all got resolved but people were fighting back so maybe, or words to that effect. Instead she runs away for some unknown fucking reason. So he's ascertained that it's not crushed up cranberries. What else could it be?
She's starting to look like Lori.
Yeah, shame that.
Hey, sorry.
Why are you sorry?
So why didn't you kill me? Was it because I saved you after the hospital?
Because I knew who you were.
Back there, I would have killed you soon as look at you.
I'm sorry, am I missing the part where these 5 guys once saved Morgan's life? I think the part he's missing during this exchange is that Rick knew he was once a good man, but these other people burning innocents alive, murdering children if given the chance, and for no reason whatsoever. To allow them to live is to allow them to go and kill another innocent person.
Making it now. You really think you can do that without getting blood on your hands?
I don't know.
I think the clear answer here is no, because the first person he comes across who is angry, crazy, or just straight up overly protective and or cautious can end Morgan in a few seconds with a gun, and there's nothing he can do to stop that with his stick.
Give me the gun, Enid.
Well, her finger's not even on the trigger, so you can definitely swipe it away quicker than she can pull it.
The world is trying to die. We're supposed to just let it.
An opinion that's based upon nothing.
Don't make us come running to save you. You got an idea? You come to me.
Would you listen to me?
Maybe if it was an idea that didn't involve stupidity?
I need to dress a wound.
Morgan here proves he's an undercover wolf. Sam is insidiously annoying. And this is a metaphor for don't let sweet things go bad, or when the cookie crumbles it's like, no, I don't get it. Just gonna sin it for Sam leaving food to go to waste like a douchebag. How did he end up on his own getting saved by these two when earlier on they were running literally right towards him?
And it always happens, Glenn.
We're still here. Our friends are in there. People who care about you.
Well...
The Latin in the margins, what was that?
Huh. It was something Reg used to say when things went really, really badly.
So... what the fuck does the Latin mean?
Your dad's just gonna get more people killed. Because that's what he does. That's who he is. Your dad's a killer. So is yours.
Boom! Shots fired! And for someone actually saying something like this to these morons for once, I'm removing a sin. Using a lighter to read when it's light outside. Since when did walkers learn to use stairs again? I mean, Season 1 walkers packed a real set of skills, but from what I've seen of Season 3 walkers onwards, they're trying to do anything to stop themselves from just falling down. Well, that was silly. Now you're gonna get eaten alive. See, I have to sin this now, because why does it happen at this point in time when they're already in a far better position than they were inside the incredibly packed house? I mean, this little git managed to keep quiet walking into the thick of them at the very start, when admittedly the danger for a newbie is at its height, because you're entirely trusting Rick and crew that they know what they're doing. But to start doing this when they're outside and there's less walkers doesn't make any sense. So here I'm going to add 5 cents.
Take Sam.
No.
Yes, Sam, it'll be safer.
I'm not leaving you. Sam. Mom, I'm not. I can keep going.
No, you can't.
Sam? Come on. Come on.
Okay, in this situation, you'd basically be physically moving your child where he needs to go, because hugs and kittens isn't going to be what saves his life at the end of the day. Okay, obviously I can't show this on YouTube without getting age restricted, so I'll just simply say this. Just before this moment you're seeing our dear Sam departing the show, and all I can say is, woohoo!
We're fighting our way out.
We will. Not you.
Well, by my reckoning,
Eugene. Come on.
Yup, having this attitude and telling him he can't do it will definitely work. I have to say that the first time I watched this, I legitimately didn't care about this scene and the guy getting killed whatsoever. But watching it again now, I do genuinely feel bad for the guy, because he really did change towards the end, after interacting with normal people for hours for the first time in most likely a year in his life. For the show making me feel something here, I'll definitely remove a sin. This walker was spending way too long telling Morgan in zombie language that it's the dude he had tied up, and not enough time doing what walkers do and trying to bite him in any way.
Can you get the gate? Appreciate it, pal.
Okay, now that was straight up fucking badass. Removing a sin. They really haven't been able to find a color camera out of the millions laid about?
Don't go out of your way, and if it gives you any trouble.
I won't.
Okay, good, because it's not important. I should have said so instead of just drawing a line.
Need I say anything? Really? We had to have a 1 minute and 25 second scene for her to say, please get me something my girlfriend may or may not like?
Drought tolerance, grain to stover ratio, that is the envy of all corns.
Nice.
Alright. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Treat the fucking nerd who's really intelligent and knows what he's talking about like a fucking nerd, because cool dumb guys rule.
Hey.
Can't say hello because writer says moody teenagers don't say hi, they just look and go going out in the fucking woods to read fucking comic books.
You're not killing it.
What the hell is wrong with you?
You wouldn't understand.
You haven't yet reached the level of emo required.
That sumbitch is on the roof.
TV show tells us that he was able to get out of his knots and then also climb onto the top of the truck without any of the following happening. First, Rick physically seeing him move in the driver's side mirror, in which it had been clearly visible. Secondly, that he managed to do this silently, as we never hear anything that sounds like a person climbing onto the truck. For this, I'll give 2 sins. They decide that instead of just leaving this guy like they had originally intended to do in the first bloody place, to randomly chase him down. For no f***ing reason. For Rick getting out, risking all of the food and important supplies on the truck, and for not locking the fucking door on his way out so that this guy can once again jump inside, I'm adding 5 cents. Because seriously, what the hell is the point in risking all of that stuff for this guy when they were leaving him already?
What about the guy?
What about him?
Oh, he helped you.
Maybe.
You ever pull a weapon on you?
Fine.
Yeah, he helped you, so let's just forget about him jacking the truck with all of that stuff on it and leaving you with no ride or any supplies to potentially die out there. Simply because he's a good guy, but he wanted your truck. In my mind, that makes him not such a good guy. So she got flooded by walkers in that house when she ran out of bullets and yet somehow managed to not get most of herself eaten away in the process?
What's stupid is you being out there when you don't have to.
You did the same thing. You and Spencer didn't have to go out there, but you did.
That's different.
It's not.
Well, he doesn't yet know the reason why they were out there, so he can't really say that yet.
You could have killed her.
No, I couldn't.
Were you playing some sort of game out there? Did you think that?
No.
Then why?
Because it should be someone who loved her, someone whose family.
Once again, The Walking Dead is for some unknown reason pushing the idea that the right person to kill a family member is another family member, which is so weird to me. Hey guys, can I borrow a knife because I want to go ahead and kill my wife before she turns? You know, because I love her and stuff. Idiots.
Move.
Hey. Being unnecessarily rude.
We should talk.
How did he know where Rick lived? And a second sin for why this couldn't just wait until he came to speak to him, because the conversation they do end up having is not one of urgency.
What the hell are you doing in our house?
I'm sitting on the steps, looking at this painting.
Being non-specific in a life or death situation.
You mean you were already trading with other groups?
Your world's about to get a whole lot bigger.
And it never really does, as there's his one group at the hilltop and that's about it. Other than Negan, but I'm guessing he's not referring to him.
You have any prenatal vitamins in there? For you?
No, for Glenn.
Most of the rooms have been converted to living spaces. Even the ones that weren't bedrooms.
People live here and the trailers.
We plan to build.
And yet, up to and including the end of Season 7, I can never recall seeing anyone else in this house in any kind of living capacity. Only guards and the main man himself are ever inside.
I never was much of a beat kind of
You
a
just
guy.
put it in your mouth, jerk.
That's what she said.
They're the best beet and acorn cookies I've ever eaten.
You screwing with me?
No.
Well, he is, because as just stated before this, he's never had cookies like this.
This is the only way to be sure, as sure as we can get that we win.
Oh, I don't know, Rick. If all they're doing is killing people, I don't want to have to hit them with my stick.
Where there's life, there's possibility.
And thus marks the start of the era known as Wimpy, Whiny, and Irritating Carol. Oh noes, if it was something like 5 I'd feel right as rain, but it now being double figures equals sadness and an abrupt change in personality.
It wasn't my idea, but I led us into this. I have to come.
Well, you're pregnant. That kind of trumps any feelings of personal pride.
You can do things that just terrify me.
Sentences easily taken out of context.
When I first met you, I thought you were the last woman on Earth. You're not.
Abraham, previously a permanent resident of the Anime Sin's Cool School Academy, acts like a complete and utter shitbag here. The point is that it was strange and unusual how quickly it happened, and how he chose to handle it was fucking abysmal, and for that, he gets a sin.
You still a priest?
I'm still a priest.
Could have saved us all a little bit of time and just said yes then in that case, couldn't you? Bullets pass through this door and yet do not continue to make their way into the opposite wall.
Not until it's done.
Guns, knives on the ground right now.
Yet another instance of both parties being in the same position, and yet Maggie gives up despite not being any worse off. I've never understood this. Just keep the guns on them and propose a deal if everyone walks away. Either that, or you all start shooting at each other instead. Keep in mind here that, as far as Maggie knows, they might just simply shoot them the second they give up their guns anyway.
The deal or we go
She
in.
said shut up, so shut it. You should be glad she doesn't have a sack of gonads to trip over.
That sounds not only very sexist, but also incredibly random and confusing. Is she inferring that a man wouldn't have been able to make a choice to keep those two alive for a deal of sorts? Or physically the pair of balls makes a man more likely to fall? The latter is of course a joke, but still the comment itself was dumb and sinful.
You're some kind of stupid, getting knocked up at a time like this. Do you think that's funny?
When was it ever smart to get knocked up?
when you and your respective partner decided that you'd like to have a baby.
In case you haven't noticed, you've got bigger problems than a little secondhand smoke.
Malls.
The fact that they added a scene like this into a show of a post-apocalyptic world is cool with me, because I'm always down for getting across the message of not being near smoke when you're pregnant. For this, I'll remove a sin.
You dumb uppity bitch!
That's moments when your knee completely misses the person's face, but they feel sorry for you and pretend like it hit anyway.
You're not the good guys. You should know that.
This woman growing up was always perceived as being loud and aggressive due to having a permanent exclamation mark on her forehead.
He got you good, kid.
He's in pain. Guys can't handle pain.
This woman is going full-blown neo-feminist and it's irritating. For Carol's final act of awesomeness, I'll remove a sin here. Farewell, Carol. I hardly knew ye.
Why? It'll give you some choices next time.
In fairness to Morgan, it'd always be a good idea to have a cell in the area, just in case someone goes off the deep end or gets too stressed out and needs a forced time out to protect themselves and others, for example. Blurry out of focus fade in fade out shot used for the first time because the editor stumbled across some new settings for the first time in Sony Vegas.
What?
What are we doing? Just tell me. It's good either way.
Okay,
Okay is what we're doing?
we'll do dinner.
She says with huge amounts of attitude because thanks.
I'm ready.
You good with this?
No. I'll go alone if I have to.
That's right, people. Without a single legitimate fucking reason, she wants to go outside to look for drugs. I hate it when scenes like this happen. Someone saying, I just want to be useful, so I'll come along and drag you down and make us all a little less safer.
Should stick together.
Splitting up the group over a fucking disagreement in which bloody direction to go.
I've changed, adapted. I'm a survivor.
Keep telling yourself that.
So far, this episode has been chock full of people expressing annoying attitudes at each other for seemingly no reason whatsoever, and it's getting, as previously stated, annoying.
Why did you... I called dibs. You had zero authority.
This entire scene earns the show 5 sins for yet again having someone full of attitude having an unrealistic argument with someone for a dumbass reason.
We're gonna find out what you have for breakfast.
Oatmeal.
What the hell are you doing?
Nothing.
Clearly not. My eyes hurt like hell now because I rolled them back into my head so far that I saw nothing but darkness and my brain in the distance, which said to me, thank f*** you came in here because I couldn't bear to see that annoying shit unfold any longer. 10 sins for this BS.
No! Don't!
You could have died right there, you know that?
Yeah, I do.
Are you hearing me?
Who gives a shit?
Everyone in town because you're the only fucking doctor.
You want to live, you take chances. That's how it works.
For a couple of damn sodas.
Nope. Just this one.
Which completely and utterly contradicts her first bloody point, thus negating it entirely. At this point in time, Eugene has been attached to this guy's Johnson for about 40 seconds, and yet all literal Scarface does is lightly push him away. Undercover wolf!
What the hell is he doing?
Something he shouldn't.
We gotta stop him.
Yeah, good luck stopping him when he's not only got a decent head start and is on a motorcycle and you're driving a crappy old looking van.
Hey, we should keep numbers here.
I know where Daryl's going.
Okay. Then just have Glenn or Michonne switch out. It's a lot quicker and easier to say, Carol left, than have Rick read the letter. What kind of a moron with a gun gets in this close to the car, rather than just staying back, laying down and firing underneath it? Silly bad guy. Shushing someone who's not talking.
Watch the hell out, asshole.
Don't sneak up on him then, idiot. Well, this is new.
And you didn't kill her. You sent her away, Rick. And she came back. And she came back and she saved all y'all.
When is this bloody numpty finally going to realise that all of the examples he ever uses are of genuinely decent people who've done genuinely decent things? Rick, if someone broke in and ate you whilst you slept, I'd take him to my cell of love, talk to him about kittens, give him 12 hugs an hour, and within a week he'd be one hell of a stand-up guy to join our family. Fuck off.
They got swarmed. And that man, that killer, he saved her life.
A life which wouldn't have needed to be saved in the first place if he hadn't kidnapped her and taken her out there.
Need some more help?
Then why not just ask her to come in since the door was unlocked?
I like it. But why?
So that now she can pass for a boy from behind. Discount Nick Nolte.
You'll be alright.
Daryl Dev fake out.
You want to run into him, right? You hope they show up.
Teenage psychologist gets this theory out of thin air. I mean, it's right, but the fact that it came out of thin air equals sinnage.
Why the face? I hope you're not putting this on us.
Discount Trevor Phillips from GTA 5. Wait, what?
Bitch.
Carol's blood spatter gets confused, moving out to the side rather than directly down and underneath where the bullet would have exited. Okay, we get it. The whistling is meant to be intimidating. Gotcha. And welcome to the show, the most bad-backed, arching villain ever to grace the screen of television. It's the one, the only, Lingen. Who died, fake out? Nathan Burr, Bird Without a Word, Arias, Ali Bari, Hayden White, PK Fan, Ali 50, Ryan Anderson, Israel Caldera, Chris Harris, Jonas Stahl, Manolo Saucedo Munoz, Luis Hernandez, Kim Munt, Jason Davies, Yuki Ali, Manuel Morales, Dark Lord Bloody Soul, Sentimento, Java 6263, Amy San, Alfredo Jimenez, Silva, Master Tank, Oogie, Kevin Nauta, Stefia, Brendan Kriya, Storm 970, Mr. Waffle 64, Fondola Ninja, Kaj Vorzelman, Jordan Samuels, Sean Graves, The Epic Commander, Crimson Shadows, Kyle Farmer, Buzzbomb 3000, Adora Blue, Yagai 7636, Mr. Berigino,